The end of the Cold War brought significant changes. One change was the rise of private military companies, or PMCs. PMCs are private businesses that offer military services. These services include training, logistics, and even combat. Several factors led to the growth of PMCs. First, the demand for security increased. The world became less predictable. Second, many countries reduced their militaries. They needed other ways to support military operations. Third, technology advanced. This made it easier for private companies to access advanced weapons and equipment. PMCs quickly became part of modern warfare. They operate in various capacities. Some PMCs provide logistical support, others offer training and advice. Still, others engage in direct combat. The use of PMCs raises concerns. One concern is accountability. Another is the potential for misuse. The rise of PMCs reflects a changing world. It shows a shift in how we think about security and warfare. Understanding PMCs is crucial. We need to understand the challenges and opportunities they present. In a world with evolving threats, PMCs will likely continue to play a role in international affairs. PMCs operate in diverse environments. They work in conflict zones and stable countries. Their tasks vary widely. Some PMCs protect infrastructure, think oil pipelines or government buildings. Others guard diplomats and VIPs. They provide security in dangerous regions. Training is a key service. PMCs train foreign armies and police forces. They also provide strategic and tactical advice. This helps governments improve their security capabilities. Logistical support is another common role. PMCs manage supplies, transportation, and maintenance. This frees up regular military forces to focus on combat operations. More controversially, some PMCs engage in direct combat. They participate in counterinsurgency operations. They also protect clients from attack. This can blur the lines between private security and mercenary activity. The activities of PMCs are not always transparent. Their involvement can escalate conflicts. They can also undermine the authority of legitimate security forces. The use of PMCs raises ethical and legal questions. For example, who is responsible when a PMC contractor commits a crime? The lack of clear regulations creates challenges. It makes it difficult to hold PMCs accountable for their actions. Blackwater and the Wagner Group are two prominent examples of PMCs. They highlight the diverse roles and controversies surrounding these organizations. Blackwater, now known as Academy, gained notoriety for its work in Iraq. It provided security for US government personnel and facilities. However, Blackwater faced criticism. In 2007, its contractors were involved in the Nisour Square massacre. They killed 17 Iraqi civilians. This incident sparked international outrage. It raised questions about the use of private military force. The Wagner Group is a Russian PMC. It operates with a high level of secrecy. The group is known for its involvement in conflicts in Ukraine, Syria, and Africa. The Wagner Group is often seen as an arm of the Russian state. It advances Russia's geopolitical interests. Unlike Blackwater, the Wagner Group is not subject to public scrutiny. Its activities are shrouded in secrecy. This makes it difficult to assess its impact. It also raises concerns about potential human rights abuses. The use of PMCs creates an accountability gap. Traditional militaries are governed by international law. They are accountable to their governments. PMCs operate in a legal grey area. This lack of oversight raises concerns. When PMC contractors commit crimes, who is responsible? Holding them accountable is challenging. International law is not equipped to deal with private actors in war. The lack of transparency makes it difficult to investigate allegations of wrongdoing. The accountability gap undermines the rule of law. It also erodes public trust. The use of PMCs can create a perception of impunity. This can fuel instability and conflict. Addressing the accountability gap is crucial. It requires international cooperation. It also requires clear legal frameworks to regulate PMC activities. The future of warfare is changing rapidly. Technological advancements are reshaping the battlefield. PMCs are adapting to these changes. They are incorporating new technologies into their operations. Drones, artificial intelligence, and robotics are becoming increasingly common. PMCs are using these technologies to enhance their capabilities. For example, drones can be used for surveillance, reconnaissance, and even targeted strikes. AI can analyze intelligence data and assist in decision-making. The integration of advanced technology raises new ethical and security concerns. Autonomous weapons systems, for instance, raise questions about human control and accountability. The proliferation of these technologies also increases the risks of escalation and unintended consequences. As technology continues to advance, it is crucial to establish clear guidelines for its use by PMCs. International cooperation and regulation are essential to prevent the misuse of these technologies and to mitigate the risks they pose to global security. Section 6. Ethical considerations profiting from conflict. The use of PMCs raises profound ethical questions. One concern is the privatization of war. Critics argue that PMCs profit from conflict. This creates a moral hazard. It incentivizes the prolongation of violence. Furthermore, the use of PMCs can undermine democratic values. Military force should be accountable to the public. When private companies wield military power, it erodes this accountability. It also raises concerns about transparency and civilian control of the military. The ethical implications of using PMCs are complex. There is no easy answer. However, it is essential to have open and honest discussions about these issues. We need to consider the long-term consequences of privatizing warfare. We also need to ensure that the pursuit of profit does not come at the expense of human rights and global security. Section 7. The need for international regulation. The international community needs to address the challenges posed by PMCs. The current legal framework is inadequate. It fails to regulate their activities effectively. International cooperation is crucial. We need to establish clear standards of conduct. This includes rules on the use of force, human rights, and accountability. A global regulatory body could oversee PMC activities. It could investigate allegations of wrongdoing. It could also enforce compliance with international law. Some argue that PMCs should be banned outright. They argue that the risks are too great. Others believe that regulation is a more realistic approach. They argue that PMCs can play a legitimate role in international security if properly regulated. Regardless of the approach, the need for action is clear. The unregulated use of PMCs poses a threat to global stability. Section 8. PMCs and global stability, a double-edged sword. PMCs present a paradox. They can contribute to stability, they can also undermine it. On the one hand, PMCs can provide valuable security services, they can assist weak states, they can also help to stabilize conflict zones. On the other hand, PMCs can exacerbate conflicts, they can fuel violence. They can also undermine the sovereignty of states. The impact of PMCs on global stability depends on several factors. These include the specific context, the behavior of the PMC, and the effectiveness of regulation. It is crucial to approach the use of PMCs with caution. States should carefully consider the risks and benefits. They should also prioritize the development of robust legal frameworks. This will help to mitigate the potential negative consequences of using private military force. Section 9. Conclusion. Navigating the complexities of private military power. The rise of PMCs is a defining feature of modern warfare. They present both opportunities and challenges. PMCs can provide valuable security services. However, their use also raises serious ethical and legal concerns. The accountability gap, the potential for abuse, and the erosion of democratic values are serious issues. The international community must address these challenges. Dialogue, cooperation, and regulation are essential. We need to find ways to harness the capabilities of PMCs. At the same time, we need to mitigate the risks they pose. The future of global security may depend on our ability to navigate the complexities of private military power.